Welcome to A Blessing a Day, where every message we share brings us closer to understanding God's will and His love for us. Today, dear friends, we dive into a profound message from the readings that invite us not only to reflection, but also to gratitude for the countless blessings in our lives. We are gathered in this moment to listen, to learn, and to embrace the joy of faith. So, settle in as we explore the compelling stories from the book of Judges and the Gospel of Matthew and discover what they mean for us today. We begin our journey with the powerful account of Jephthah as described in the book of Judges. His story is one marked by vows and unforeseen consequences. The scriptures tell us that the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, empowering him to conquer the Ammonites, the very enemy of Israel. In his fervor, he makes a grave vow to God, saying, "If you deliver the Ammonites into my power, whoever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me when I return shall belong to the Lord." Jephthah didn't realize the impact that this vow would have, especially when the first to greet him on his return was his own beloved daughter. This narrative draws us into the depth of human experience, the tension between our intentions and the realities we face. Jephthah's daughter, faced with an unbearable fate, shows remarkable grace and courage. She tells her father, "Do with me as you have vowed, because the Lord has wrought vengeance for you on your enemies, the Ammonites." Her acceptance of her fate speaks volumes about fidelity to God's will and the commitment to honor one's word even under dire circumstances. Beloved friends, how often do we too face challenges when our pledges are tested? Life is filled with vows, marriage, friendship, and our relationship with God. The story of Jephthah teaches us the weight of our promises, particularly those we make to the Lord. It's a call for introspection about the vows we make and the responsibilities that accompany them. As St. Augustine once said, "The measure of love is to love without measure." Reflecting on his wise words, we see that love and our commitments must be genuine and steadfast, even when circumstances become complicated and difficult. Now, let us transition to the Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus shares a parable about a king who invites guests to a wedding feast for his son. This parable presents us with the beautiful yet sobering reality of God's kingdom. The king prepares an extravagant banquet ready to welcome all those he invited. Yet, to the king's dismay, many refuse to come. They make excuses, focusing on their farms and businesses rather than seizing the opportunity to gather at the feast. Think about this. The king's invitation is not just an old-timey call for a Jewish wedding. It resonates deeply with us today. It is an invitation to live in communion with Christ, to partake in the joy and blessings that come from being members of the kingdom of heaven. It invites us to recognize what truly matters in life. Yet, how often do we hear that invitation from God, but respond like those who make excuses? Some of us prioritize our worries, our daily tasks, and our sense of urgency over our connection to our Creator. This parable drives home the point that the kingdom is for all. Go out into the streets and invite to the feast whomever you find. This is a beautiful reminder that it is not only the righteous who are invited, but all, good and bad alike. Here lies an emblem of hope and love that transcends all human categories. God's grace meets us in our brokenness. He invites us, not condemning us, but embracing us regardless of our past. However, there is a pivotal moment when the king finds a guest without a wedding garment. This guest represents those who show up unprepared and unwilling to engage with the grace offered at the feast. In the same manner, friends, we must ask ourselves if we arrive at God's feast ready to accept His gifts wholeheartedly. Are we bearing the fruits of our faith, or are we more like the unprepared guest, coming to the banquet without truly embracing God's will in our lives? Do we truly know and live out the essence of our invitation? As we ponder these profound questions, let us heed the wise words of St. John Chrysostom. He who is truly devout and pious is well prepared for the feast and the divine bounty. His timeless wisdom reminds us that our preparation for God's love and grace is not about mere appearances, but is a matter of the heart. In conclusion, as we face the challenges of life's vows and the invitations of God, let us reflect on our commitments and the readiness of our hearts. May we strive to be like Jephthah's daughter, surrendered to God's plans, and also be among those who are well dressed for the wedding feast. Today, dear friends, embrace the invitation that the Lord extends to you. Accept His abundant grace and share it with others. May this day be blessed as you walk through life with faith and humility. Remember, Jesus comes to invite all of us into the joy of His banquet. Let us not refuse His call. If this message has touched your heart, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel, A Blessing a Day, and share this video with others so we can ignite hope and faith together. Peace be with you, dear friends, and may the Lord bless you abundantly today and always.